Hey everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it's time for Saturday with Stacey, YouTube number 216. Yay! We have had such a busy week here at the store. Holy smokes, artichokes. We have had folks come in from Missouri, Indiana, Hawaii, Florida. Speaking of Florida and Texas, much love to you. We hope that everybody's doing okay and that everybody is safe. And that's the most important thing, safety. So hopefully by the time you get to watch this, everything has passed and you're able to start getting back to being at home. So much love to Florida and Texas out there. But it's been a great week. We've had some wonderful folks stop by the store and just had a good time. And then if you follow me on Facebook, you knew I had my fingers and my toes crossed that the product that we were going to be YouTubing today would deliver. It got here at 10 o'clock this morning. Holy smokes, artichokes, but wahoo kachoo, all in the same breath. I don't know. Customs and importing, it's such a different thing, and I'm so not used to it, and there are things that are just out of your control, and I'm not good with that at all. It's like, what do you mean I can't control exactly when it's going to deliver to me? What? No, you can't. So as I'm getting older, I am so learning how to, okay. If I was in my 20s, I would have been like, Wah! What do you mean? Now, at almost 49, I'm like, okay, breathe through this, think, then speak. Think, then speak. So with age comes much wisdom. I have got a fun YouTube for you today. Some of it you will have already seen, some of it you may not have already seen, and if you're a newbie, just new getting into crafting, then it's all gonna be new to you. So I have product from DoCrafts. We have their exclusive cut and emboss folders, and they're only gonna be found here at Scrapbooking Made Simple for quite some time. Can't tell you exactly how long. I know how long it took to get them here. So they're going to be here at our shop for quite, exclusively for quite some time. And they're beautiful, and they're easy to use, and they make you look so talented. When you use them and you finish whatever you're doing, whether it be a card or a layout or a project, you just look so good. And nobody needs to know all you did was roll it through your machine. Shh, don't tell them. It's our secret, I promise. All right, I've got winter chicken dinner to talk about. And this is from last week, which was the Lawn Fawn Flash Sale Bundle. That was a smoking hot deal. They are all sold out. You got 3 Lawn Fawn dies that retailed for $20 each. You got all 3 of them for $23.99. Oh my goodness. So I want to give a big shout out to Lawn Fawn for giving us that opportunity to bring you those dies at that kind of a price. It was amazing. And for those of you who have never really been able to get Lawn Fawn because sometimes they can be a little pricey, then I am so happy for you because you are going to love them. Truly you are. Now let's talk about winter chicken dinner, and what they won is that Lawn Fawn Flash Sale Bundle. So they've got those $60 worth of dies coming their way. And let's see if I can pronounce their names this week. Who are we kidding, really? Oh, easy peasy on the first name, Sonia. I miss our Sonia. We used to have Sonia work for us. And then she had her second baby, and it was important to be a mommy for a while. But Sonia, if you ever watch this, we love you and miss you. Okay. Sonia Paguro? Sonia Paguro. Sounds good to me. Sonia Paguro, congratulations. You have won that Lawn Fawn bundle. Wahoo kachoo for you. But you're not the only one. You have a friend who's also a winter chicken dinner. And that would be Cindy Lee. Oh, I love your name, Cindy Lee. I do. I do. I love it. Cindy Lee Bromba? Bromba? I'm going to go with that. Brumbaughh. Bromba. I think. But Cindy Lee, you know it's you. So congratulations to Cindy Lee and to Sonia. How are you girls going to claim your prize? Easy peasy. Go to scrapbookingmadesimple.com, look for the link that says Winner Winner Chicken Dinner, click it, follow the instructions, send us the email to the email address that's posted there, and then Miss Kayla will get your prizes out to you just as quickly as possible. Congratulations, girls. And if you want a chance to be a Winner Winner Chicken Dinner here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and no, we really don't send you chicken dinner. It's just a phrase. Somebody emailed me, exactly how do you mail the chicken dinner? It's like, oh my goodness. No. It's just me being Winner Winner Chicken Dinner. It just rhymes and it was cute and wahoo. So you get the prize, a prize that we have done from a previous YouTube. And how do you get to do that? Subscribe to us. Click the red subscribe button on YouTube. Subscribe, and then post your comment on this YouTube. I'll approve the comments, and then you go into the running for a prize. So you never know when I'm going to call your name. I bet Cindy Lee and Sonia are going, I can't believe it. I thought she would never call my name. But I did. It's your turn. Congratulations, girls. Okay, I am going to put that aside, and I'm going to tilt down for today. It is a super fun YouTube. We are using the Cut and Emboss folders from DoCrafts. I'll be using a Big Shot machine. I will be using a Go Press and Foil machine. I've got beautiful product from Coordinations, their color core paper. I've got reflections for you. I think you're really going to enjoy it. And hopefully, if you're anywhere in sunny California, come visit us on a Saturday, because I'm going to tilt on down and show you what the make and take is downstairs that we have going on. So if you're in sunny California, come see us on a Saturday. You'll spend some time with me. I'm the one who's out there doing the make and take all day long. Well, let's be honest. We start at 9 and I finish around 2. Because either we've run out of product to, enough make and take, or I'm just tired. It's just that simple. But come see us. We would love to have you join us for a free make and take in store. And if not, then I will see you on YouTube. All right, I'm going to tilt on down. I guess I'm just going to leave my glasses on. Tilt on down and we'll get started for the day. All right, bye guys. Okay, there we go. And T for, there we go. I can go maybe just a little bit further. Oh, look at that. I did that so good. All right. Here is the card that everybody is making downstairs. It is a Cut and Emboss folder by DoCrafts. It's beautiful. I love the nativity scene. It was easy to do. It's done with Coordinations paper, and that's my reflections in the back. And I want to show you how to make these. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to start very simple and then go a little more difficult and then finish up with the most technique, okay? So first thing I want to do, I should probably put that where I'm supposed to put that, because I promise you I will say, where did I put that? And okay, there we go. First of all, what is a Cut and Emboss folder? Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. I accidentally foiled the wrong side of my folder, my Cut and Emboss folder. And instead of getting a new one like I was perfect, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to show them that I put this through a Go Press and Foil machine with my foil on the wrong side, and I colored it. I suppose I could take a Mr. Clean eraser probably and get it off, but I wanted you to see that, you know what? Things happen. Does the folder still work? Absolutely. Did I make a mistake? Oopsie. It's okay. Not the end of the world. But this is what a Cut and Emboss folder is. It is a typical looking embossing folder. And an embossing folder is one of the easiest ways to add texture and dimension and design to paper like that. It is super easy, but what DoCrafts has done is they've added a die cutting element built right into the folder. So everywhere you see that bright white, that is a die cutting element that when I send the folder through the machine, those are going to die cut out. Now you're saying, send it through a machine? What are you talking about? Well, if you're new, I'm gonna show you, and we're gonna start with this one, and we're gonna start very, very easy. Now I have got Coordinations cardstock, and I love this stuff. I really do love this stuff. It's absolutely beautiful. It is A2 size, so that means it fits just perfectly because these are A2 size folders. What is an A2 size? That is the most common card size for the United States. It is an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper cut in half and then folded. So these are A2 cards. Now what makes this paper so special? Well, when you tear it, it has a different color on the inside, which is pretty darn cool. And because we're doing embossing, we're going to sand this, and that second color is gonna come on up. That's different than what a solid core cardstock is. This is solid core, and it's the same color all the way through, so I could sand and sand and sand and sand and sand, and nothing would ever change. So there's solid core cardstock, there's white core cardstock, there's color core cardstock, lots of different cardstocks out there, and you wanna use the right one for what you're working with. If you just want to emboss this and you don't care about sanding it, then a cardstock, a solid core cardstock like this would work just fine because you're not going to sand it. But if you want that embossing element to be lifted and highlighted and raised, and so you can really see it, you do want to find something that either is white core or color core. And Coordinations is the only one that makes a color core cardstock. All right, I'm going to grab my blue here, and I'm going to sandwich it, even though, see, it's got lovely foil on it. I'm just gonna put it right in there, and I'm gonna close it up. Now DoCrafts puts their name right on the front, and that tells you this is what you want to see when you're running it through your Big Shot, your Big Kick, your Vagabond, your Big Shot Express, your Fabby Big Shot, your Cuttlebug, your, I don't know, one of your Spellbinders machines. What machine do you do to run your embossing through? I'm gonna bring my Big Shot right on over. Today we're gonna be using the multi-purpose platform, the smaller version. Now if yours came with the longer version, you're gonna do exactly as I'm doing. It's just you have the longer version of the multi-purpose platform. This is an additional purchase. It doesn't come with your machine. The smaller is nicer, but it's not necessary. If you've got the bigger one and you're happy with it, keep it. Don't put it aside. The smaller one is just handy because 95% of the dies that I cut, or even my dies, fit on this. So I just like it because it's a little bit easier for me to use. Now I'm gonna open up to tab 1 because tab 1 tells you about embossing folders, and you can see there's a picture of an embossing folder there. So we're gonna do everything on tab 1. I'm going to take, doesn't matter if I put my cut plate down and then my embossing folder with my paper in it and then my do not cut, or if I do it with my do not cut down first and then my embossing folder with paper in it and then my cut plate, makes no difference because the embossing folder is flat on both sides. It's not going to cut into anything. It's completely flat, both sides. And then I'm gonna send it on through. So I'm gonna roll, roll, roll. And then I might wanna roll, roll, roll on back. And then I'm gonna do a rotate because this is a little different than a standard die, and it's a little different than a basic embossing folder. It's got a little bit of both in one. It's a hybrid. Just to make sure that I've cut through my paper without any problem. Oh, easy peasy. So So it's already started to cut out. I got a little low there on the bottom. I should have pulled it down a little bit instead. But now I want to sand it because you really can't see that embossing so well. I'm going to take a sanding gadget. Now, do you see who it's by? It's by Coordinations. So if you're using Coordinations cardstock, it's nice to use their sanding gadget because it was made to sand paper. Can you go out to the garage and find sandpaper? Absolutely. But before you do the card, that is the card of a lifetime that you have worked on and you can't wait to give it to that special somebody, and it's the last piece of paper that you have and you've been saving it because it had to be just perfect. Before you use sandpaper that you're not sure about on that card, grab another piece of paper, emboss it, and try the sandpaper. You don't want to grit that so hard that it's going to tear your paper. And that's why the sanding gadget's nice. It's relatively inexpensive. I think it's $3.50. We sell the refills. You get the sandpaper. You get several sheets of sandpaper with it. The refills are like $1.20 and you get 4 of these and 4 of those. So I'm just saying you can absolutely go try sandpaper from your garage. But before you really get into sanding on something that really means something to you, try on a piece of paper first, just to be sure that it doesn't sand all the way through or tear your paper. So I'm just giving a nice little rub, rub, rub. And where the sanding or where the embossing has been raised, my sanding gadget is taking off the sand or the paper and showing me the paper that's underneath. Okay, then I take a cleanup cloth. This is a glitter cleanup cloth. You can use it for embossing powder, for your sanding, and I just wipe it right up and it cleans it right up. So now you can get a better idea. Now you can actually see the design. And some of the pieces that pop out have already come out, but not all of them. So I always turn it over because it's easier for me to see what's been cut. Because I don't know if this star's been cut or this star's been cut or this star's been cut. So if I just turn it over, I can see where the die has cut. And I can pop my little stars out and save them. Because I can use them to decorate my card. I can use them for the inside. On my envelope, I can use them. Okay, so I think that looks like all of them. So now I've popped out all my stars and my little houses. Really easy to do. But now what to do with it, because you've got these empty holes and empty spaces. That's where you take things that you have, little bits and scraps of things that you have lying around, and use them. So I'm going to turn this over. And I'm going to cut me a small piece of yellow. And I'm going to put that small piece, in fact, I can even cut it a little bit smaller. I'm going to put that small piece of yellow right there. And then I'm going to grab some Stacey tape or whatever adhesive you use. This is a double-sided adhesive, but I'm just going to be using it as a single side for right this minute. And I'm just going to tape it in place. Then I have my stars. What to do with stars? Well, let's see. I've got a piece of Reflections. This is my basic from my basic bling assortment. This is actually adhesive. So you can pull this up and it is sticky, sticky, sticky. So you can die cut with it and have instant glitter that's just flat. It doesn't get anywhere. But I'm going to take little pieces of it. Little pieces of it. And again, for me, it's easier to work on the back side So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully I didn't make these too small. Okay, so I'm going to take this one. I'm going to put it right there. Just take a piece of tape and tape it right down. Now it doesn't matter that your tape's not pretty on the back side because you're going to add it to your layout or your card and nobody's going to see it. So if your tape's not absolutely beautiful, that's okay. We just want to get those cute little silver glittery pieces in place. And I didn't cover though. Some people might want to take a whole big piece of this and just cover the whole back of the card. But I tend to be frugal. And so I want my stuff to last as long as it can. So I would rather cut it down to the size that I need and save. But that's me. Okay. Almost there. One more to go. And then I can do my moon. There we go. Then I can do my moon. And I'm going to grab just a scrap piece of yellow. And it's a little bit darker than the yellow that I used earlier. And it doesn't have to be cut beautifully because nobody's going to see it. And I'm just going to tape that in place too. Okay, I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to grab that blue one more time. I'm going to put it in my folder one more time. This time I'm going to hold it down just a little bit. Put it in. Bring my machine over. Be on tab 1. Sandwich it between my 2 plates. Send it through. Roll 1, 2, 3, 4. Go all the way through. Then come back. And then give it a little bit of a rotate. Send it back just to make sure, because you're not just embossing, you're die cutting too. So I really want to be sure that all those pieces fall right out. Move that on over. Open it up. Pop out my little pieces. All my little die cut areas. Pop out my little stars. So remember, this is what we started with. Certainly doesn't look like a whole heck of a lot. This is what we started with. Just a piece of paper that's been embossed and die cut. And then I sanded it. I won't sand the whole thing, but I sanded it and raised that embossing. So now you can see the detail a little bit better, but then I took it and made it yummy. I took it and I made it yummy. You've got the yellow behind the windows, you've got sparkling, twinkling stars, you've got your yellow moon. So from this, kind of blah, kind of plain, with just some scrap pieces of paper, it didn't take much, some tape, and now I can mat it onto whatever I want. I can put it onto a card base. I can make this an embellishment on my layout, but look at how cute it is with the with the bling stars and the lights in the windows and your moon. That finishes this off super fast. And like I said, really all you did was roll it through your machine, whatever machine you have, roll it through. And then you can add to it. Can you imagine how quick and simple? This is how all the cut and emboss dies or folders are. They're all this quick and this simple. You could roll them all through and then sit in front of your TV, sand, turn them over, add all, nobody's gonna ever see this. Nobody's ever gonna see this. It's going to be on a card base. So nobody's ever gonna know that it looks like that on the back side. Shh. But it looks wonderful on the front side. So this is the easiest way to use these folders. Use up your scraps and make beautiful cards with them. But there's more than this. There's another way to use these folders. So this time I'm gonna take my snowflake folder. Snowflake folder. Again, another DoCrafts Cut and Emboss, because you can see the bright white pieces. Those are what are gonna fall out. Now, I'm gonna use white paper with this. So I'm gonna cut me a piece of white paper, and I know I'm a freehander. I just don't have room on my table for a trimmer. It's hard for me to fit one up here, and I can always straighten it out later. So now if I were to send this through just like this, it would end up just like this, only snowflakes, because that's the pattern. But I want to add a little bit more to it. I want it to be a little bit more. So I'm going to take and I'm going to ink up my folder. And you're like, what? Yes, I know several of you have already seen this before, but I'm going to take my ink. Now, if you've got Memento ink, that's going to work great. Tim Holtz ink is going to work great. Stampin' Up ink is going to work great. I'm going to throw a Brilliance in here, and that's going to work great. Lawn Fawn ink, what ink do you already own? Play with it, because you can't hurt the folder. They're plastic. And you will change the color of the little white snowflakes by doing this, but it won't harm them, and I don't particularly care what color they are. I want my finished project to look awesome. So I'm going to take and I'm going to add a little bit of color to both sides. And I'm going to start with my lightest color first. And I'm just going to zap some light blue in there. Then I'm going to come back with a little bit of purple. And again, I'm going to add a little bit of purple to both sides. I'm going to ink up both sides. So you always start with your lightest color first. And then I'm going to come back with my grape jelly purple. And I'm swirling so that I don't leave the outline of my ink pad. Giving it a little bit of a swirl. I'm going to do both sides. Oh, I want to get that. Do both sides. And then I'm going to put my white cardstock and sandwich it right in between. And you might be saying, why are you doing both sides? I've seen people do it, Stacey. I've seen this happen, but they only ink one side. Well, I'm going to show you. Bring my machine right back over. Open it up to tab 1. I've got my exclusive Scrapbooking Made Simple red Sizzix cutting pad right there, my cutting pads. I'm going to put my cut plate on top, and I'm going to send it on through. And I'm going to go 1, 2, do a little rotate, trim my paper down just a wee bit. I got a little long. There we go. 3. as a kid, and we'd be counting like for mark, set, go, and be 1, 2, and then 3 would be forever, and then go. Okay, I'm gonna push that off to the side. And remember, DoCrafts name's on the front, so this is supposed to be the top. I'm gonna open it up. And I've now inked. So I took a basic piece of white paper, and then I can just trim it on down. A little freehand. Not bad. So there it is, inked up. So I took a white piece of paper. Now I can pop my little snowflakes out, or I can choose to leave them in. But if I pop them out, I'm gonna wanna keep them because they'll make a great little embellishment on the inside of the card or on the envelope. So I'm just gonna pop them right on out. And then again, you say, but Stacey, you inked it on both sides. Why? Well, because you have options. Maybe you like the card this way with those colors. But maybe you prefer the card like this. Which way do you like it? You can choose. Because you inked it on both sides, maybe you think you're gonna love this better. But then when you actually do it, you love this better. You can choose. They're never gonna know what's underneath here. You can choose and just put it down. And again, you can take your sparkle reflections and cut it to size. So if I wanted it to be this way forward, I can just take my reflections and cut them big enough to cut my little snowflakes if I want them to be glitter. What if you want them to be blue snowflakes? Well, you can tape blue down to it. It's up to you. What color would you like your snowflakes to be? And since nobody's gonna see the back side, I can just put my tape down and I don't have to be easy peasy. But now I've got some glitter snowflakes. Aren't they so cute? And I could leave some dark purple ones in if I wanted. It's up to me what I want to do because I've inked it, and you can change your ink colors to whatever makes you happy. And then to clean up, a simple, inexpensive baby wipe. Just go to the dollar store or Sam's Club, that's where we get ours usually, and just wipe it right on down. The ink is water soluble. It's gonna come right up so that you could change your color and do it all over again in a completely different color. You could then take pop dots and put pop dots on the little ones that have popped out and add them to the front. So now you're adding some dimension. You've got silver on the back and purple ones on the front where they're popped up and have given dimension to your card. It's really entirely up to whatever it is you want to do. They make the folders so easy to use and so versatile. You can just emboss them and cut. You can emboss and cut in sand. You can emboss and ink. It's just, they make them so useful. More pieces because that's the way I am. There's only 4 left, but I won't do all of them, I promise. Tape them down. All right, so maybe I was wrong. I am going to do them. I'm sorry. I really am. But I wouldn't be me if I just didn't tape them down super quick. I just wouldn't be me. And I'm not doing such a great job on the taping just so I can get them down for you. But look at how much of the reflections that I saved. I could have taken a whole piece and just covered it. It would have been faster, yes, but I'm not willing to give up that much of my product, the things that I use that I love to use. I'm not willing to do that. I want to get the most out of everything. So I would just rather cut it up and have a mishmash on the back because nobody's going to see it. And then I've got, oh, let's see. Oh yeah, that works. So pretty and so easy. And I didn't take the bottom ones out, but you do get the idea. So pretty. And I could just pop the bottom ones out because I backed it with purple. So now these that I just now popped out are still purple. So you could pop them out and just have them backed in the color of your mat. And then take the ones that you've popped out and put them around and have them pop. So cute, and done with ink. And I know most of you have got some kind of an ink pad. Play with them because the folder is just plastic. It's just plastic, and the baby wipe is going to take care of it. So now we've used the folder a couple ways. We just cut and embossed and sanded. Then we zhuzhed it up a little bit, and then we inked it. And now we're going to do one more thing, something a little more difficult and requires a Go Press and Foil machine. Let me turn that on and get that blinking. Okay, so what's a Go Press and Foil machine? Well, it's a beautiful foiling machine made by Couture Creations. It works with your Sizzix Big Shot machine or your Big Kick machine or your Vagabond or your Express. I need to clean it. It had a sticker here, and that sticker makes a mess. So I'm going to take a Mr. Clean eraser to this and try and get this off. Okay, first thing I want to tell you, because everybody's been calling who has purchased one and has received theirs. See that little red button? That happens. I'm hoping I don't know if I can get it high enough. Let's see. Okay, do you see that little red button? That tells you that the machine is plugged in. There is a little button right here that you have to press, and that tells you the machine is heating up. Can you see it blink? If all you have is a red light, that means the machine's plugged in, but it isn't starting to heat yet. You have to press this little button here to make the light blink. Then you have to wait for it to go green. Now I'm going to be using my embossing folder with it. Seriously, I am. I know that they've shown how to use an embossing folder with a foil, but I don't know that anybody's ever shown what will happen when you use a cut and emboss folder with this. So if you've been on the fence about this machine, this is another reason, another tool to show you what else you can do with it. It doesn't just have to be about the foil stamps that you can buy to go with it. Anna Griffith makes foil stamps. She's a licensed designer for Couture Creations and makes foil stamps. I do my own Simply Defined foil stamps. Couture Creations has foil stamps. But I want you to see that there's other things to be done with this machine now that this machine is on the market and people are starting to really use it and have fun with it. I want you to see that if you already own some of the previous Cut and Emboss folders by DoCrafts, what more you can do. Because the more you can do with a product, the better spent your money. No, Mr. SMS has not fixed the light yet. I know, I'm terrible. It's actually my fault. I keep forgetting. Maybe I should just fix the light. We'll see. So the more you can do with something, so this is a $9.99 item. That's what this costs. It's going to be on a YouTube Yummy, yes. But if you can use this 5 or 6 different ways to give you 5 or 6 different looks, then that $9.99, even if it wasn't on sale, is worth it. It's hard when you can only do one thing, because how often do you really do that one thing? But when you have something that gives you, okay, I can do it this way, or I can do it that way, or I can change it up this way, it just makes the product more exciting. So, oh, look at it, went green. Okay, so my Go Press and Foil machine, can you see it's gone green? Again, my cord is not very long. I need a longer extension cord. I won't remember to tell Mr. SMS that either. Can you see that it's gone green? Whoop, right there. That means it's ready. Now it's gonna go not ready again because I'm going to put my, yeah, see now it's telling me it's not ready again. I'm gonna put my embossing folder right in there. And I am going to cut a piece of the Couture Creations foil. Now the foil is about 15 feet of foil for $2.80. It is a Rockstar foil, very inexpensive. Can you use other foils with this? No, you really need to use this one. So your minx foil isn't going to work, and your thermoweb foil isn't going to work. I'm going to put the foil pretty side up. So I want to see that pretty side. You know what happens when you put it pretty side down? Well, let me tell you. Now a Go Press foil machine is a heating element, so this is going to get hot. And your foil won't stick to it and it won't melt to it. This is a non-stick plate. So I'm going to take my embossing folder, put my embossing folder down, put my foil pretty side facing me. And then I'm going to take a piece of paper. And I'm going to put it right on top of my embossing folder. And then I'm going to close it up just like I would any other embossing folder. Close it up. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a shim. Now this is the shim that I showed I think 2 YouTubes ago. It has arrived. Yay! Our Simply Refined metal stencil shim that will allow you to use brass stencils or metal stencils with your Go Press and Foil and do a beautiful job. So it's finally here. If you're in store, we'll be calling you. They're here. You can pick them up. And online, if you've already placed your order, it is here. It is allocated for you. I'm going to put this shim down. Now the shim's a little different than what you may have already seen. There are other metal shims on the market. This shim is not meant to be a die cutting shim. This shim was manufactured specifically for the Go Press and Foil machine to allow you to do some different things to it. Now you may be saying, but Stacey, you just put a Sizzix cutting pad on top of that, and here you have this plate. Why are you doing that? Well, this plate is a little thicker than what I need. It's a little too thick. I need to use my Sizzix, my cut pad, because it's a little thinner. It makes for the right shim, the right depth, the right sandwich. I'm gonna let this heat up. So it's gone red again. So can you see it blinking? It's blinking red, so it's saying, oh, I need to heat up a little bit more. And when it turns green, that's when you know it's good to go. Oh, it turned green, that means it's good to go. I'm going to pull the whole piece right out of the heating element. The whole thing comes right out. I'm going to bring over my Big Shot machine. Now it's okay to have the Big Shot machine, the Big Kick machine, the Express machine, the Vagabond machine. I'm going to open up the top plate that comes with it, and I'm just going to send that through. So we're not even going to use it. And then I'm going to roll through just my Sizzix cutting pad with my shim. And it rolls through like butter. It's almost like it's not doing anything at all. It rolls through so easy. You almost think, gosh, did it do anything at all? Well, let me show you. Pull that off. Pull that off. Oh, Stacey, see, I did it again. That's the second time I did it. Pretty side up. Okay. I just want to go pretty side. Look I foiled it again. I did the exact same thing all over again. All right, we're going to do it again. It's going to drive me crazy. I'm going to put it back in so it can continue to heat. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to grab my folder. There's my folder. Then I need to put a little note in front of me. Okay, there's my foil. So I need it to be against, so that when I peel this off there, okay. Oh! Okay, so pretty side down. I bet half of you just yelled at me and said, Stacey, no, it's pretty side down. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so close it up. Put on my new metal shim that was made specifically for this. Put on my Sizzix cut pad. Doesn't matter if it's pretty, ugly, doesn't matter. And let it heat up. So I'm going to put it back in and just give it a minute to heat. Well, not even a minute, about 30 seconds, because I really want it to heat through. It shows that it's green, but I want to be 100% certain, and hopefully I got it right this time. Oh my gosh. I really should just put a little cheat sheet right there. Huh. Okay. All right, let's give it a whirl and see what, oh, see, I knew it was gonna go back to red because I knew that as it heats through, it's saying, oh, I'm not hot enough. I'm not hot enough, but you know what? I'm gonna give it a whirl. Let's see how long it takes. Oh, there, it changed. Okay, I feel better. I hate to break the rules and go out and not do the way it's supposed to be done. So now I'm gonna open it up and we're just gonna have a mulligan, a do-over. And hopefully, now you know that my YouTubes are not edited because you were going to see the oopsie, and so be it. Look, it rolls through so easy, just like butter. Do you feel like deja vu? And I'll roll it back, and if I did it wrong again, well, I'm gonna do it again until I get it right. Oh, I can already hear some of you going, who is this crazy woman? Did I do it wrong again? Wait. Oh, I did it right. Happy day for me. Okay, that's what it should look like, because there's my paper. And then I'm going to pull. And what I've done is I've transferred the image. I've transferred the image. It's super cool. Look, you can see the whole little town. Isn't that so cool? Okay, so I'm gonna put that back in there and I'm gonna let that heat one more time. Okay, so I'm gonna put that back in there. I'm gonna keep my metal shim in there. I'm gonna put that in there. I'm going to show you this one more time, and just because it's me, I'm going to do it one more time because I have to be sure that I've done it right so that you understand. Because if it's easy for me to mess it up, it's easy for you to mess it up. The nice thing about it is that we're talking about $2.80 worth of foil for 15 feet and some paper. So if you do an oopsie, it's not the end of the world because all it is paper. And 15 feet of foil, holy smokes artichokes, let me tell you, it goes a really long way. And then of course I have the negative that I can play with. And if you watched my earlier YouTubes on the Go Press and Foil, you will know that with my metal shim, you can pull this negative off and it does a beautiful job. Okay, so where's my, just gonna cut a piece of paper. And if you've turned me off, I so understand. Or if you're like, I'm gonna fast forward, I've already seen it once. I totally get that too. Okay, so I'm gonna move my shim. I'm gonna put my embossing folder down. I've cut my foil. I need to go, the foil needs to end up against here. So when I pull it, so then I put it, okay, so I put my foil on top of my paper. And now I need to put my paper face down. Maybe that's how I should do it so I remember. Put my foil, paper, close it up, metal shim, Sizzix plate or a Cuttlebug plate, or whatever plate you have, give it a whirl, and then we're gonna let it heat up for just a moment. Now it says it's already hot, but up, see, it changed. It was green, now it's blinking red. As that heat starts to radiate through, it says, oh no, this isn't nearly hot enough, and it turns to red, and it blinks. Now if this light were to go a solid red, that means that you've left this machine alone for about 20 minutes and it has turned off the heating element automatically. All you have to do is push that button again, the red light will start blinking again, and then when it goes green, you know you're good to go. Okay, I'm gonna send it on. Nope, I'm gonna open it on up. Send that on through, and now roll it through. And again, easy peasy, just like butter. There, and then back. And then let's see what we ended up with. I did it right again. I'm so proud. I get into a habit of doing it and then my brain just has a melt. Let's put all of this over here. Actually, I'm gonna plug it right back in so it keeps staying hot. Plug it right back in. It turned red again and blinking, so I know that it's heating up again, so it's ready to use the next time I wanna go. Pull, pull, pull. And I've transferred the image. Oh, my light's blinking. Not the Go Press and Foil. My above light. Special effects. Okay, so now what am I gonna do with this? Now I'm gonna take it and grab my folder again, the one that is now really pretty with foil. And I'm gonna line up my moon and my stars. You know, it must not bug him too much because this is his office and he's in here all day long. So I have lined up my moon and my stars and my little house windows, and I've done the best I could. It may not be 100% perfect, but it's close enough. I'm gonna bring back over my Big Shot machine. I'm gonna bring back over my multi-purpose platform, whether it be the long one or the small one. I'm gonna open it up to tab 1. I'm gonna put down my cut plate, put down my folder, grab my do not cut plate, and send it on through. Forward, backward, backwards, and then do a rotate. Forward, backward, and let's see what I've got. Move this right out of my way, open it up, and now my little moon is going to come out, and my little house pieces are going to come out, and my little star pieces are going to come out. But the rest of my foil is still intact. So on this one, I didn't cut any of my pieces out. I left them just where they were. I just transferred the design. But here, I cut my little pieces out. Why? Because I can do what I did before. Grab my yellow paper, tape it down, piece of tape, oh, not over my star, piece of tape, grab my moon, grab some of my reflections, well, actually, I think for speed, I will put a whole piece down just for time. 1, 2, grab my tape, and remember that nobody's going to see the back side. So once you tape it to your card or you tape it to your layout, it just disappears. And then let's tape my moon in place. And instead of having an image that was sanded, now I've transferred my image and I've got it foiled. So it's a matter of which one do you like better, but you can do them. If you don't have a Go Press and Foil machine, you can still achieve a fabulous image using your Coordinations Color Core paper. But if you have a Go Press and Foil machine, you can transfer that image, oh my gosh, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Well, knowing me, I would trim it down a little bit. I would trim here and here just to get it straight. Oh, there's that light again. It really must not bother him because he's in here all day long. Okay, so there's all my little bits and pieces. And then I could put it on a card base or on my layout. And look at how pretty is that. So you've used it more than one way. You've used that folder. You've just embossed it and sanded it. You embossed it, sanded it, and backed it to fill all the little pieces in to make it a little bit more. We inked it and backed it, and we inked both sides because you can choose which side you like better. We used our Go Press and Foil just to transfer the image, which is what other embossing folders will do. But because these are cut and emboss folders, they're the only folders that will then let you go in and cut out elements to add detail. Fabulous, aren't they? Now I know that Sizzix has some cut and emboss folders, and they're beautiful, but these are magnificent. They're they're yummy. They're absolutely yummy. I missed a star, I can tell. I missed a star, but that's okay. And all of that detail is there for you. And if you already have the machine, well, here's something else now you can do with the machine. Here's one more tool. And if you don't have the machine, well, you've got plenty of options too. You've got plenty of things to do with the embossing folders as well. It's a matter of what makes your heart happy. It's making the most out of what you have and using all that scratch paper up to fill the back. All right, so I want to show you some samples because they didn't get here until just recently. I don't have too many to show you, but I do want to show you what I've got. And I got to give it up to the girls because they got these done super fast. All right, so I have the make and take that we're doing. So here's one of the folders. Very simple, very, very simple. Not even sanded. Here the same folder is a little bit more elaborate. Same folder. And then here it is really zhuzhed up. Same folder. Exactly same. Simple, a little bit more, and holy smokes artichokes, that is stunning. All done with cut and emboss. This has nothing, there's no foils on any of these at all. All of these were done with a basic Sizzix Big Shot machine and the DoCrafts Cut and Emboss. Some of my paper. Okay, then we have the one that I've been working on. So here we have super simple. Let's start with super simple. With a gold background, we put a bit of my gold, my vintage glam on the back, and just took a little bit of it's not stickles, that's a little bit of Nouveau white, and then threw some glitter over the top of it. Then she did a little bit more by having the moon and the stars in the glitter and the town in yellow. Then I did a little bit more by changing the two colors, the different yellows for the moon. And then we really zhuzhed it up when we went into the foil. All out of the same embossing folder. Then we have our Christmas tree. Done in the blue. And here we have the Christmas tree done in vintage glam in the silver. Very simple, very elegant, very easy. Just run through and the little bits and pieces pop right out. So here we've sanded it and here we haven't. So you can see the difference. And then we have the snowflake. So the snowflakes popped and sanded, or pulled out, and vintage glam on the back. I did my snowflakes by using ink to ink the embossing folder. And then the white on white snowflakes, where again you've got my reflections paper in the back. All done with the DoCrafts Cut and Emboss. Then you have the deer and the woods. Isn't that beautiful? And all of these deer in the woods are absolutely gorgeous. And then we did it with the lawn fawn wood paper. And just simple, just sanding. And at Christmas time in the center. Very simple. And then just a lighter color of the brown with a little bit of vintage glam on the back to add a little bit of gold detail. And a stamped saying. And then last but not least, again, the one that we're doing for the free make and take. So we've done it in with gold in the back. And the nativity is just lightly sanded, and we've done it with the blue. So these are the folders. These are the folders, and there's the design. So you have 1, 2, this is the one we've been using today. 3, snowflakes we've been using today. The woodsy one, just so pretty. And then the nativity scene. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are all on a YouTube Yummy. Buy all 6 in the I Want It All bundle. They're 25% off. Buy them open. Just pick out the ones you love the most. They're 20% off. We've got the Sand It gadget on sale. We've got the coordinations on sale. I have no idea what else we have on sale, but these are exclusive to us right now. We have the reflections, different reflections paper on sale. I just love them. They're so very pretty, and I hope that I've shown you a whole new way of using them, especially if you happen to have the Go Press and Foil machine. It just gives you one more thing to do with that machine, and if you don't, that you feel you can be successful because you've got scraps at home that you can just tape onto the back and make it look amazing. All right, I'm gonna tilt on up. Ooh, I'm gonna zoom on out. There we go, better. And I'm gonna say, okay, everybody, it's me, Stacey, Scrapbooking Made Simple. Where are you gonna find all of these products? Well, you're only gonna find these, honestly, only gonna find these at scrapbookingmadesimple.com. And I hope that I was able to show you something new. If you're a newbie, I hope you're inspired to try. And if you've been doing this for 20 years, I hope that I was able to show and share with you something that made you go, ooh, I like that. Or even better, oh, I want to try that. Because if you already have cut and emboss folders at home, give them a whirl, pull them back out and play with them again because they are just beautiful. All right, you guys, I will see you next week for YouTube number 217. And don't forget to post your comments so you have a chance to be a winner chicken dinner. Bye.